Hello everybody, this is Angel from Angel's Artography-Crafts and Digital Design channel. Today I'm going to be making something I've never made, and it will be some little mini octopuses with resin. And I'm also going to include a shaker in it, which I have not done those before either. So I watched this video on a girl that had made shaker molds and put these in there with some glycerin, vegetable glycerin, and she also had some little mini jellyfish. So I purchased these off of her links on Amazon. So I'll include them in my link, and I'll also include her video. I have never shared somebody else's video, but I thought I'd give her credit. So I'm going to do it a little bit different as far as colors and everything. I'm going to try to stick to show you how she got everything, like the glycerin in the bottle and everything. I have trouble doing shakers. I tried to do some keychains and they kept leaking. So I'm going to try to follow what she did a little bit on how to make sure it doesn't leak. So we're going to try that out. So here's the little jars. So it came with quite a few, so I need two. So I'm going to make two octopuses. The octopuses came with a 2-pack. I believe they are the same size. So you're going to need your little octopus molds, 2 little small jars. I'm not sure. Let me see what size these say, if they say what size they are. Let's see. I'll just put it in the link. I'm not sure what size these are. I'll just, when I edit, I'll put it across the screen. All right, so we got the 2 little jars. We don't need the caps. We've got our jellyfish. I already took them out of the little package they were in. I just put them in here. They had it in a little envelope, plastic envelope. I've got the vegetable glycerin, so you're going to need that. That helps everything move around. I heard you can use baby oil. I haven't tried it, so don't quote me on that. Of course, you're going to use your resin. Today, I'm using Aluminite Amazing Clear Cast Epoxy A and B, Part 1 and Part B, equal amounts. So it's not by weight, it's by equal amounts. I've already used my less resin mixer, and I've mixed it for 8 minutes already. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit because it is a little bit bubbly. I don't want it to have bubbles in it. I might put it in the bubble machine in a minute. So, sorry about that noise. All right. So, I'm just going to let this drain off of here. And let that sit for a minute so that doesn't get stuck in case I forget what I'm doing. And I got this little squeeze bottle with a little needle in it because we're going to try to get the air bubbles out if there are air bubbles in here after we put the cover over it. And I already have these little sheets. I'm not sure what they're called. They came with the shaker molds that I have not been able to figure out yet. But what I did is cut 2 in a little square, and I put it upside down and I made a circle. So I know where to put the UV resin on. So we're going to put UV resin and stick it on there and cure it after we get the glycerin in there. So let's go ahead and open these up. Let's see what else you need. I'm going to use some orange alcohol ink for the octopuses. I'm going to make them orange. I think she made hers blue. And then I'm going to probably add some shells. In the shells, I'm just going to put probably to cover this. So I'm going to put this in upside down like this. So when you look at the octopus, this part will be down at the bottom like that. So I want to cover it with some shells so it doesn't show the little sheet. Hopefully not. So I've got the house to myself this weekend. I've been doing some cooking on my brand new Pit Boss grill that my husband gave me for Mother's Day. I made some bacon, smoked some bacon this morning, or I should say afternoon. I slept in today. And I made some burgers. So tomorrow I'm making a brisket. So I'm having a great weekend so far. All right. So you also need little eyes. So I don't really have any eyes. I don't know what octopus eyes looks like, but we're just going to use some googly eyes. They're going to have little googly eyes. So I got a whole bunch of them. I think you can get them from anywhere, Dollar Tree, Amazon. I think I got mine from Amazon with a whole bunch of different sizes. So this is about the size I need. They have tinier ones and bigger ones. So you just have to see what fits. So I think for that, all you do is put a little drop. We're going to do the eyes first. So they can go ahead and cure. Yes, they look the same size. I wasn't sure at first. Let's see. Yeah, they're the exact same size. All right, I thought one is bigger and one was smaller. Sometimes, like with my birds, I got one of each. One small, one's tiny. So I'm going to put a drop of UV resin, just a drop. And then I'm going to put my eyes in there. I'm try to find something to poke it with so it'll stay down. I hope these will fit. I don't know. They might be a little bit big, but we're going to try it out. Looks like they might work. Oops. So I'm going to put the light on that one. So I've got two parts to this. I'm just going to take one part. And I think she put it on about 2 minutes. I think she did each side. So like the back and the front. I might just put it like this. Kind of lean it. Hopefully it will stay on. And while I work on this one, gotta find my other eyes. All right. Just a drop of UV resin in here. They're hard to grab because they're slick. I don't try to put my hands in UV resin. I get a really bad reaction even with gloves on, so I'm trying to be careful. UV resin for me gives me allergic reactions more than regular resin. So I've got them in there, and it's cool is because the eyes also will be like little shakers as well. So what I might do is put these both at the same time. Hopefully this doesn't move too much in the wrong spot. All right. So let's add some glycerin to our bottle. Our two bottles. And I'm only going to do halfway just so I can add the little better put that on some more time so I can add the jellyfish. So quiet, you can hear my clock. I made a clock and I've got to fix it. All right. So these are pretty big. So I'm going to try to get the little, there are some little ones in here, so there are different sizes. They didn't come with a whole lot. So I'm going to kind of use these sparingly. Just in case it doesn't work out. Because I have not done this before. So there's 1, 2. One. Oh, these are tiny. Some of these are really tiny. Actually, I might can put 3 in there. And you don't want to add any color to this part because you will not be able to see the jellyfish moving around when you shake it. Like I said, I have not done this before. Let me go ahead and wipe off this real quick. If I don't, it will cure on there. I only have 2 of these that work with my mixer. I have a Let's Resin mixer. It's nice. You can mix things while you're prepping for everything else. So I just use a baby white. And then got me some new bottles because my bottles were terrible. I put some alcohol in them to clean things up, and also spray to release the bubbles, help the bubbles come to the surface. All right, so I got quite a bit of bubbles, I think because my room is really cold, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bubble remover machine. So let's see if these stuck in here. What I might do, I think I'm going to put this, actually this does fit in here, so I'm going to try to do underneath as well. So I've got this, I don't think they're both going to fit in there. Oh, so this is the problem with this. They need to fix this. So in order to get the bottom to work at the same time, you have to get the prongs straight. I've already, there we go. So now both lights are on. They weren't a minute ago. So I want to get underneath to make sure the lights, get them underneath. All right, so we got that glycerin in there. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm trying to fill it as much as I can without spilling. You don't want to spill on top of here. If you do, she recommended you use alcohol, otherwise the UV will not stick. I'm going to fill as high as I can without it touching the lip. Ooh. There we go. This is really thick. It's almost like an oil, like a vegetable oil almost. Alright, so for this, I think that's been enough time. Alright, for that one, oops, let me get the other one. Oops, see, just anytime you just move it just a little bit, it gets off. There we go. Alright. So this one doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Alright. Now for this, you put some UV on here. On this little sheet. I hope I'm covering everything I need here. Oh, that's the black marker. I was wondering. I thought it was a piece of hair. It was a marker I used. Alright. So there may be a bubble, but we're going to fix that. Alright. So I'm going to let that. I'm going to try to do both of them at the same time. Press it down kind of hard. Alright, I think this is done. Let's see if this works. Like I said, I have not had any luck doing this. Of course, I haven't tried it this way. I don't honestly remember how I tried it. I think I had put some glue or something. It didn't work. Oh, I'm getting lots of bubbles coming to the surface over here. My bubble machine, look at that. It says it's 99.9, so it's got 52 seconds left. So it will degas in a minute. Then we'll take it out and let it sit for a minute. We still have some more work to do on here. Got 23 seconds left on the bubble remover, and it is doing its job. It's really doing well on this resin. Some resin doesn't work so well. You can see it coming to the surface. I love this thing. Oh wow, that's amazing. Alright, looks much better. That did a better job than, so this is amazing clear cast epoxy. But I think this working time is only like 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, so that means I need to work fast here. I don't know if I mentioned, I mixed 4 ounces of A and 4 ounces of B. I'm sorry about that. I think I forgot to mention that. And then I put them in a bigger cup. Yes, much better. And it's already getting warm, so we need to work fast. So let's turn this off and see if this worked. And what she said to do is turn it upside down. And for some reason, my little dudes are not moving. There we go. It had a bubble in it. All right. So I did something wrong. They're not moving, but it did work. Yeah, this joker ain't coming off. Let me see. They're not. Let me see if I can shake them more. So these aren't moving, so I'm gonna I better hurry up and do this. So I think what happened is I end up gluing it to the top. So I put too much, so I need to let them sink a little bit. So that's where the needle was supposed to come in to add the rest of the glycerin when it was half full. So let's try this again. I hate to do it again, but I will find some more jars. Try this again. Okay, just a little bit to see, so we can get them to move around. Oh, oh, oh. But it did work. Now I got to get some more sheet. This is a little sheet I had on there. I have to cut it some more. Alright, so, and I'm running out of the little ones, so we're going to put in, there's 2. One big one, kind of medium sized one, and one little one. It's almost like I need to add water. This is so thick. It's not moving even with, it's not moving very well. I don't know. She didn't mention adding water. That might be what's going on. Maybe this is just too thick of a glycerin. I don't know. I'm going to find out. All right. So I am not going to add, well, I'll add a little bit. I don't want to add where it touches the top this time. What I think I might do is go ahead and pour some of this in here. Just to let it sit for a minute. Because that's where the jar is going to go. So that will be fine. Just go ahead and fill this up. Just get a start on it. All right. So I'm just going to wing it on the size. I'm just going to cut another square. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, this is not moving. if I did it right, is what she said is, so I may fast forward the next move. You just kind of cut around it like this. These aren't moving around, so I do not like that. And I can tell why, because up here it got underneath there. I might can salvage that later. We will see, since it's not resin. All right. I don't think that was quite 2 minutes, but I just want to check it out. They're just not moving. So something's up with this glycerin. So if that's the case, we're just going to wing it right now. There is a bubble in there. Let's try this. Let's go ahead and add the glycerin. She said put it in at an angle. Of course, my needle fell through. Not sure why that happened. She had a different needle too, one that you squirt like that. I don't have one of those unless I can put this on the end of something else. So I do have this. I don't think I have a needle for it. I don't know if this will fit on here or not. Nope. So we're winging it. I'm just going to poke a little hole right there. This. There we go. Put the needle in there. They're still not really moving around. I'm gonna wipe across, and then I'm gonna add UV to cover that hole I made. Both of these, so they look like they're pretty full. No, this one needs a little bit more. All right, I think this is as full as I'm going to get it. All right. So we're going to put some more UV on it and clean it up. I'm actually going to spray it with some alcohol. Actually, I'll spray in there too to get rid of the bubbles. We're going to cover up where we made that hole. There we go. So this does not work. I think the glycerin is just too thick for these little bottles. So while I do that, I'm gonna, because this is getting very, very warm, I'm gonna go ahead and mix some orange, which I haven't used, so I have to cut this open. Some orange Craft Smart alcohol ink. And I want it a little bit translucent so we can see everything. It's definitely getting warm, so we need to get this on here quick. Make sure there ain't no leaks. All right, I'm going to insert that in there in his little head. I don't want to get too close because then I will end up cutting off where I need it to be sealed. Remember, we're going to put something to cover that. So I'm going to put this up like that. And we're going to go ahead and add in some little shells. But first, I want to make sure I don't have a whole lot of bubbles in here. So I'm going to kind of poke around in here. I don't want to cover up his eyes too much. See, it's already getting sticky. So I don't know how this is going to work. All right. Might just throw a couple of shells in here. Actually, let's put some in here. Ooh, these are going to be pretty if they turn out. Sit for a minute. Everything run where it needs to go. I'm not going to use too many shells because I don't want to have to do a lot of sanding. And this octopus has very tiny tentacles here. There's a bubble. So if you put some in there, they're probably going to stick out. I just want enough to cover that little spot where the jar is. This is definitely getting too hot. So next time I will not mix it. I'm going to probably do this again ahead of time. And I'm overflowing this on purpose because it's not getting in these little crevices. And I will just scrape off what I don't need. It just got hot way too fast. So what I'm going to do is just go like this. See how it's already sticky? So this is some fast working resin, I'll tell you that. When I said it cures quick, I guess I wasn't lying. I remember using it before. I had just bought this. I have been using the craft resin because that takes a little bit longer to cure. And you have more work time with it. But I ran out and I didn't want to wait for the order. I ended up going to Michael's and getting this from Michael's. But you can scrape it going across and usually it does a pretty good job. Plus it fills in the areas that you may have missed. These do have tiny tentacles. If you saw my last video, I did the dragons. Those were very tiny. See, I'm not liking this right here. It got really sticky. So I'm probably just going to leave this alone. And whatever, I'm hoping I'll be able to peel it off or sand it off later. I don't really want to mess with this too much because it is getting hard. So we're going to demold tomorrow. So thank you for watching. All right, everybody. I am back for the demolding. I just want to start out to say that I do not think it was going to work and I was going to do a whole new video, but I'm not going to do that because one, I don't have time. So I went ahead and demolded the other one. So I will show that to you after I demold this one because I have not done this one yet. I tried to loosen it up a little bit, but I want to see if this one worked because the other one, you'll see the glycerin is too thick, so the little jellyfish do not move. So I'm going to go ahead and open this. I have not seen what this one looks like. I made the mistake of going too fast and overfilling, so I'm going to have a lot of places right here to peel off or deburr. So next time I'm going to get it right. I think the reason I did that is because, like, if I remember right, my epoxy was getting too hot. So lesson learned. Go ahead and just wait on your epoxy. Go ahead and get your eyeballs in. Go ahead and get your little jellyfish jar or your little shaker jar ready. So let's try to see how to open this. I'm scared I'm going to break it because like I said, I covered everything. Like I shouldn't have done that right here. So, but you know, you live and learn. Seems to be stuck over here with the little tentacles in the front by the head. I'm scared I'm going to break it. I got most of it out. Let's see. It's a pretty color though. I'm not sure what color octopuses are. Are they pinkish? Ooh. All right. So that's solid as a rock. The eyes turned out okay. I don't like using UV with them. I haven't done it on these before, but I had a feeling it's going to do the same thing. They leave a little bump here. I don't know if I can sand this off. It's like a little hole for some reason. So let's try to shake it. There is a big bubble in there. But for the most part, this is pretty cool because you do not see the jar. I was really impressed by that. So I don't see the jar bottom or the jar itself. So next time I'm going to add probably water to it and try to see if I can liquefy it that way. So pretty good, except for the bubble. But he's really cute. I know with my turtle eyes, and when I've done the UV, it's done the same thing. And so I end up just using regular epoxy and then waiting overnight. So I'm probably going to have to do that again. Or maybe just wait a couple hours as it gets tacky. But yeah, I definitely need to get all in the grooves. So this is going to be just one of those things I keep for myself because I don't think I'm going to deburr all this. I think it's going to be too hard. So don't overfill it like I did. But, oh, let me show you the other one. So here's the other one. So the googly eyes are really cute. And I like where the shells are here. They also kind of cute. It doesn't look like I have to do a whole lot of sanding. Maybe a little bit if I were to do this again. The shells seem to be pretty flat. See the bubble? There's a bubble, but my little jellyfish aren't moving freely like I wanted them to. You know, I thought of something. You could put shells inside of there and do shaker shells. That might be even cool because I think I'm almost out of these little jellyfish. Now this one's kind of moving. A little bit. If you can see that. But anyways, they turned out pretty cute. They didn't turn out how I exactly wanted them, but this is just a start of what it's going to look like next time. So not bad for my first attempt. Now these two little jellyfish are moving. I didn't think they were going to. And this is solid. I was afraid this wouldn't. This is solid. It's not sticky at all. Very, very cool. Anyways, it is done. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. As for me, I'm going to be getting ready for my trip to the mountains. Much needed break from my real estate duties. So I'm going to go see some family and I'm excited. So thank you for watching again, and I hope to see you next time.